And he looked at you and he said, so do you think you should be picked, or do you think you deserve to be picked?
Yo, what's going on, Team Twitter? I hope you're all super well. I've just come back from my coaching session and it is currently 9:51. Dad, what are we about to do?
Watch the Champions League.
Now, I was going to wake up at 4:45 in the morning, decided that was a little bit hard, had a coaching session this morning, I've turned off all social media, I haven't looked at the score, so this game is one that I'm just going to enjoy. Have you found the score?
No. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm so stoked because sometimes, like, there's been times where I've found the score halfway through a game and I'm like, why did I go on Instagram?
Why indeed? So
now I don't know the score and I'm so pumped for it. This is a game that I'm just going to enjoy. If I want to analyse it, I'll analyse it another time. But it's a Champions League final, mate. Who do you reckon's going to win?
I don't know. Probably Real.
You got to stick with your guns. You've said Real since the round.
Yeah, I think Real.
Was it since the round of 16 or round of 32?
I don't know.
From a long time ago, this man said Real, which, look, it's a bit of a safe guess. But
wasn't that?
No. So we're going to watch this. I'll give you some score updates. I'm sure you guys know the score. Everyone will know the score. I don't. Your man.
I told you to bring Bale on. Bale. We've seen Bale.
If you guys haven't seen Bale's goal, oh my goodness. What a goal.
What a goal.
Oh, he's been on for what, like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
My goodness. Alright, I've had my fun this morning watching the Champions League final. Now I'm going off to the gym and getting a session in. It's the day after a game, but my body's feeling okay and ready to go. Like I said the other day, you guys only get to see a small portion of what I'm actually doing in these sessions. You get to see maybe 30 seconds when the session realistically goes for about 40, 45 minutes. And it's the same for every other session. You guys get to see 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes maybe when I'm out on the field training for 2 hours, an hour and a half. Or for the Waco sections, like I said, you guys don't get to see any of that. So yeah, looking forward to this session. If I feel like my body can't handle it, I'll just get a light session in and at least get the movements in so I'm doing something. And then the other thing I want to do today is a bit of wall juggling at home. I absolutely love that. I think there are a couple of times in the game where my first touch could have been better and put me in a better opportunity to score or to pass or to dribble, whatever it may be. Because at the end of the day, like I always say to you guys, first touch is the most important thing in football. It sets you up for your next football action, whatever it may be. You can't do anything in football without a first touch. So that's why I'm always focusing on that. Again, you guys will probably see 30 seconds of it and I'll be there for, I don't know, half an hour, 20 minutes, 40 minutes. It kind of just depends on how I'm feeling. So let's get to the gym. I forget what my program looks like. I think it's a completely different one to last time. We'll see. But yeah, let's get working. So starting off with the gym program, you guys have seen this one before. It's just pulling back and forth and, you know, making sure that you're keeping your core switched on. Yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. And then from there we go into this one. Yeah, it's pretty repetitive and it's not super fun, but it's just about getting those reps in and building the base of my program to then progress into the future of what my program will be. So then from here we go into we go into the TRX, but I didn't realize I didn't film it properly, so we can watch this girl do karate kicks. But it's basically that and then that one as well. If you guys saw the sneak peek video of the gym one, then you would have seen that I did that with my sprint coach. And then this is the ab workout. It's called the Bosu Running Man, I believe. And you start off really strong and then slowly you just wobble about and you got to keep your balance, keep your core switched on. Very, very difficult exercise that. So I obviously did other stuff in there. I just don't want to show you guys the whole program because my sprint coach said let's just keep some of it on the side. I need to respect that. You guys need to respect that. And yeah, so I do some other stuff. I'll show it, and if you guys can work out your programs, whatever. Now it's time for some food. After that workout, we got 3 eggs on toast with like the tiniest bit of barbecue sauce. Also got a protein drink with the protein powder and some milk. Depending on how I'm feeling after this, I might add a banana to this meal. This should be a lot of food. I may add another piece of bread. I'm not quite sure yet. It depends how my body is feeling after I've eaten this. But great workout. Now I'll eat this, chill out, edit a little bit, and then I have a session from 3 till 4 o'clock, which I might show you guys. So yeah, a bit of chill out time. I've just finished my session with Michael. How you going, mate?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. So you told me that you have a trial for tomorrow of some of my advice that I've given to you. share with the people what it is, because I think a lot of you guys can benefit from this as well.
So last week, Sheldon told me there was a website that all the clubs, like the rep teams, were looking for players. So I just searched up New South Wales football players, and then came up with a website.
Yeah.
I was going through those Blacktown City and all those clubs, and there was one link for a rep team Nepean.
Yep.
And like they were looking for a number 10 and 9. So I sent them an email, and they just replied back saying their second team was looking for a player.
Perfect.
So AYL. Yeah.
So yeah, and that's so simple. I did that when I was in 13s. Actually, yeah, just under 13s. And yeah, so best of luck for you tomorrow,
Thanks.
mate. Hope it goes well. So I've just come back from my coaching session, and I wouldn't say that I got this kid a trial because he did the work, but he took some of my advice, which you did for me back when I think it was 13. You'll have to remind me. But it's going onto this website, Football New South Wales, and people advertise players. Clubs say we need a player for this position, and I don't know, but I think they do it during the season mostly. How did you get on this? Like, what made you go to this website? Because take us through the story.
Well, it was part of that horrible, desperate couple of years where we were trying to get you back into reps. You'd been dropped from Manly, so you were trialling for the under 12s.
So this is Manly is like the highest level at that age,
And you were 11, I guess, and you'd been dropped trialling for the under 12s. And so then we went to some more trials there, and then we went to trials for under 13s.
Everywhere.
Then we went to trials for under 14s. So it actually went on for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't know how many trials you went to, but a lot.
And rejected a lot.
Yes, completely unfairly. Should have been picked every time, in the opinion of his father.
Yeah.
Anyway, as part of that process, they would advertise the trials on the Football New South Wales website.
Right.
For those of you that don't know, New South Wales is a state of Australia.
And I'm sure they do it for the other states in Australia. So
Yeah.
that's an easy one. If you're in Australia, go on those websites. I'm sure there'll be something there for you.
They're probably everywhere these days.
I don't know about the rest of the world, but look.
Surely, the internet.
Yeah,
People have discovered the internet.
Exactly.
Anyway, I also discovered that as the season went on, they would not advertise trials so much, but when they had some injuries or they realised they didn't have a number 10 or something, they would advertise for a specific position.
Right.
Not so much a trial, but position vacant notice.
Yep.
On the Football New South Wales website. And for a couple of years, I was always looking at them all the time.
Really?
And then I think it was for the under 14s.
Yeah, that'd make sense. Yeah, under 14s.
Under 14s, you didn't get picked in any of the trials in
I don't know what I was
November,
doing.
and it was April, I think. And by that time, I was getting a bit depressed about it all, so I stopped looking.
Yeah.
And then one day I thought, I should have a look at that website. Anyway, Spirit.
Gladesville Spirit.
There was an advertisement or a notice up there saying they needed a player. I can't even remember the details of the player. I think it was something like an attacking player.
Yeah.
So it was late in the evening, and it had the coach's number there, and I rang the coach and I had this long talk to him, and he said, come along on Monday. Wow. And that was the breakthrough.
And I was trying there for, what, 4 weeks?
No, it wasn't 4 weeks, but it was certainly probably half a dozen sessions. And it wasn't even trialling, really.
Training.
You were training, and other kids were there training.
As part of the team.
And as part of the team. And each week they would let some kids go and some new kids were coming.
Exactly.
It was really stressful.
So, and then that pretty much led to more and more things. So for a period there, I was in a low. I wasn't getting picked for rep teams, wasn't getting picked for any teams really, and then this was the breakthrough from there. Stayed another year.
Changed everything. I can still remember the coach calling us over to the barbecue area after training, and he looked at you and he said, so do you think you should be picked, or do you think you deserve to be picked? And you looked at him and said something like, yeah, I think so. And he said, well, yes, we're picking you.
Wow. And didn't we get backers that night, like celebratory?
One of the most exciting days in your journey. Anyway.
So, yeah, that's a little tip for you guys, tip for me. And we looked just before And there are opportunities. It's not just younger kids, there's men opportunities there as well, and there's different positions. So yeah. I'm sure it's all over the world, but nice little story that, isn't it?
It's good.
Alright, that is going to end the vlog there. I was thinking about going and juggling against the wall. Sure, it's not too intense, but at the end of the day, I did play 82 minutes yesterday, which is the first in a while. Today should probably be a rest day, but I think my body's feeling okay-ish. But going to the gym, that was great to get that done. And then with the couple of days coming up, I want to make sure my body's okay with that. There's such a thing as overtraining. Believe it or not, you can overtrain, and I don't want to put my body through that. Then you're at risk of injury and other stuff, so there's just not much point. I'm just going to rest for the rest of the day. And yeah, that's going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that little story. I'll try and bring more of those sort of things to you guys, but anyway, thanks for signing out. Make sure you leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're around here. Join the journey. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.